today I thought we could just have a little bit of fun and do a palette bingo. It's been a while since I've done that, so I'm actually going to have this be chosen randomly because I just find it more fun that way, and it's also a chance for me to maybe pull out a palette that I forgot I had or that I just haven't used in a very long time. It could also end up being the palette that I used last time, but that's okay. So we're just going to use the app and I'm going to spin for whatever palette I'm going to end up using. If it ends up being a monochromatic palette, I'm going to pick another palette to go along with it because I just feel like doing a palette bingo with a monochromatic palette is kind of pointless because all of the colors are going to go together and it's just not going to be that interesting. So I think we should just go ahead and spin. Wow, that was a very short intro and I did that in the first take. I'm proud of myself. But let's go ahead and spin for the palette here. So I'm gonna go ahead and make sure I record the screen because sometimes I forget to do that and it's a mess. So let's go ahead and spin and see what palette we're gonna be using today. I just love this little wheel. It's so much fun. 50-50 makeup spring palette. Do I want to do... I think we're gonna do another palette along with that one because that one is a 9-pan palette and I feel like I've kind of used all of those colors together in the first impression that I did. So let's do 2 palettes because that is quite a small palette. So we're gonna do that one and we're also going to do... Ooh, Kaleido Cyber Bronze. Man, this might end up being a neutral look. Let me go grab those palettes and hopefully we'll draw some shades that kind of look okay together. So I got my palettes and the first one that we drew was the 50-50 Makeup Spring palette. This is what it looks like. So I definitely could have done a palette bingo using just this palette, but I just feel like it's going to end up being not boring, but just very predictable. Because basically there's just a bunch of like pinky purples and then one green and some neutrals. Just not going to be that interesting all on its own. And it's also not going to be that much of a challenge. So we're going to be using this palette right here. I'm going to draw, I guess, 3 shades from each of them. Maybe I'll do 2 from the next one, which is the Kaleido Cyber Bronze, because this one is only a 6-pan, so this is what it looks like. Here's the packaging if you haven't seen this. I freaking love Kaleidos. They are one of my favorite brands. I can't wait to see what they come out with next. Spoiler, they do have a new collection coming and I'll probably be getting it, so I'm very excited. Very excited. You guys are gonna die. I haven't seen what it is yet, but I'm still just so excited. So, like I said, I think what we're gonna do, since this one has 9 shades, we're gonna draw 3 shades from this palette and then let's just do 2 shades from this one because a lot of these are just so similar that we don't need 3 of them. So gonna go ahead and I guess pull up my random.org here. And then what I'll do is I'll put in 1 through 9 because the first palette has 9 shades. And like I said, we'll draw 3. So the first shade is going to be shade number 2. We also have shade number 1 and shade number 2 again. So 1 and 2 and 1, 1 and 2 and 1, 1, 2, 8. So let's just go ahead and swatch these out real quick. So we have shade number 1, which is a pink shimmer. We also have shade number 2, which is more of like it's like a champagne, I guess you could call that, with a little bit of a pink shift. And then shade number 8 is going to be Tulip down here, which is a purple or more like a magenta matte. So I'm excited. These are going to look really nice, I think, with whatever we get in the other palette. So, man, that did not swatch very good on the back of my hand, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and draw for the other one. So the next palette has 6 shades. We're gonna go 1 through 6 and we're gonna draw shade number 3 and shade number 1. All right, so 1 and 3. Let's just figure out what the right way is. So Kaleido is on the bottom here, so what did I say, 1 and 3? 1 is going to be this kind of darkish rose gold and shade number 3 is the silver. Oh, I'm so excited. I love this color so much. So I don't know if I'm really excited anymore because I just realized that we have 4 shimmers and 1 matte. That's just great. I feel like the palette bingo gods are just never with me. Man, why does this happen every single time? I mean, it's not a terrible color story. Like, it's going to end up being a very pretty kind of pinky purpley look with some silver in there. It's gonna be fine. I guess we'll just start by priming. It's not going to be like a revolutionary look, I don't think. But maybe I can come up with something that's not going to be very predictable, but I really don't think I can since all I have is 1 matte and I know where that matte is going. So let's just go ahead and prime real quick. I'm gonna use my, what is this, the NARS primer. Okay, let's just start. I'm not gonna try to make something out of nothing here. Like, I just feel like there's only so many things I can do with this given that I like to have a matte in my crease. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the matte in my crease because that's just how I roll. That's just how I like my makeup. I'm not a shimmer in the crease kind of person. I just don't think it's very flattering for me. So since I only have 1 matte, I'm not gonna try to, you know, be too fancy with this because there's really only so many things I can do here. So as you can see, I'm not doing anything fancy. I'm basically just putting down the color and then building it up a little bit and then blending it out and just doing that until I'm happy with how this is looking. I am keeping this kind of round though because I still haven't decided exactly what I want to do shape-wise. I could do like one of my big wings, but I also feel like with the shadows that I have to go on the lid, it's just not going to be that interesting either way, so I might skip that. I might actually go in and do a bit of a brow bone highlight with this look though, because 4 shimmers on the lid is kind of a lot, and I do want that silver to get its moment in the spotlight because it's such a beautiful silver. I mean, just look at that metallicness. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this shade called Blossom and just put that on my brow bone. Should I do that now? That's kind of a weird time to do a brow bone highlight, but since we're talking about it, I might as well just do it. So I'm just gonna put that, obviously the only place where you would put a brow bone highlight, so right underneath my brow here. And I think this is actually going to be quite nice to just get rid of this color. Not that I don't like it, but I don't want to have that many shimmers on my lid. I want to make sure that this is, you know, still, you can still see all of the colors individually. Like, I really hate when colors just muddy together and it all ends up looking like one color. Like, I really like when you can see every single color that I've used in an eye look. So even though I'm not the biggest fan of a brow bone highlight, like, I'm still putting on enough here so that you can definitely see it and you can see that I've used it. I don't hate this. I mean, I think it looks okay. Does it look maybe a little bit weird? Maybe a little bit, but it's fine. I think I'm also going to take that matte shade down to my lower lash line just because I don't have any other mattes, and I do prefer having mattes on my lower lash line. So we're not going to do anything fancy, just going to, I'm going to really smoke this out under my eye, I think, just to make sure that we get enough impact down here. And then before we go into the shimmers, I'm just going to go ahead and do a little bit more blending here all around the eye. And I'm probably going to wing this out a little bit as well, because who am I kidding? Why wouldn't I do that? And are you guys proud of me? I'm actually not wearing foundation again today. I just did some concealer, and I quite like how it's looking. Even though my skin has been acting up so badly lately, it's also coming up to that time of the month. So my skin is not the best, but I really feel like spot concealing is good enough, and it's not like I have spots all over my face, you know? So it's not like I really need foundation everywhere. So I feel pretty confident in like just doing the concealer thing now, which I don't think I'll be doing it all the time, so don't get your hopes up, but I think it's nice. I think it's kind of cool. And I also ended up getting one of the freckle pens from Lime Crime, so I do want to use that, and I feel like doing more of like a light coverage or even no foundation look is going to be better when doing freckles, because freckles are usually shown on like natural skin and you're going to have a little bit of like things poking through, or like you're not going to have foundation, like a full coverage foundation on and still have freckles showing. So I feel like it's just going to make more sense, and I'm really happy that I tried that, and I'm happy to do more of those videos where I do things that are out of my comfort zone. So this freckle product is probably going to be my next episode because freckles are so out of my comfort zone, but I'm still really excited. So let's see, what do we want to do next? I guess I'll go in with this darkest of the shimmers and put that, actually, could I do a halo eye with these? I guess I could, and then I could use this in the inner corner, possibly? See, now I kind of wish that I kept the shape of this round because I don't like doing halo eyes on like winged out shapes, so I think we're just gonna skip that. We're just gonna do a very regular eye here. It's not gonna be anything groundbreaking. So let's go into this color here in the Kaleidos palette. Yeah, so we're gonna use this color here. I'm not going to spray this because this is going in the outer corner of my eye, so I don't want this to be like too metallic. So I'm just gonna go ahead and stamp that on the outer corner. And I guess I'm just going to use that to deepen this up with, even though it's not really that deep on the eye, so I don't know how this is going to end up looking in the end, but I don't really have a choice now. This is what we're doing, so hopefully it's gonna work out good. This is kind of a weird color combination. I don't know if I like this color along with that pink. Alright, next, that was kind of boring. Let's go into the 50/50 palette again, and I'm gonna grab this first shade, which is called Amour. I do have a video using this palette, by the way. I will have that linked if you want to go check it out, but I had a really good time playing with this the first time I played with it, and so far today, still having a really good time playing with this. So I guess my plan is going to be to use this shade first, and then we'll do the silver in the inner portion of my lid here, and probably also in the inner corner. So I'm first gonna take this one and I'm gonna go ahead and spray that if I can find my Fix Plus somewhere. And like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and put that in the middle of my lid here. I'm gonna try to leave quite a bit of room for that silver because I do want the silver to be like the focal point in the look. I'm also gonna take a little bit of this color right here underneath my eye, just like in the same spot that I put it on top of my lid. I do like to pull some shimmers down to my lash line sometimes, but not really like all the way across, depending on the color of it. If it's some kind of a satin, I don't really mind having it under my eye, but if it's like a pure metallic, then I just think it looks a little bit crazy. So now that I've done that, I'm gonna go into the silver, which is what I'm the most excited about because this silver is everything. I'm so excited. And I am going to spray that even though I don't really need it, but I just like to spray my shimmers anyway just to prevent fallout. So just do you see how metallic that is? That is just insane. So I'm gonna put that in the first portion of my lid here and then just drag it over that pink to mix them together. And I'm also going to take this around in my inner corner and kind of wrap it down to my lower lash line and meet it up with that pink down there. That's all I'm gonna do with the eyes. I mean, that is all the colors on my eyes, and I think it turned out good. It's like I said in the beginning, it's not a revolutionary look by any means, and I just don't feel like there was that many things I could do with this, so I don't want to second guess it. So let's do something fun in the waterline though. Should I do blue? That's kind of what I was thinking in the beginning. Could also do something like a yellow. A yellow is really nice with these kind of colors. A teal could be really nice. I'm thinking I just want to do blue though because I keep staring at this eyeliner and I haven't used it in such a long time. This is a blue eyeliner from Fenty Beauty. This one is in the shade Blue Lagoon, I think. No, Lady Lagoon. So I'm gonna pop a little bit of this in my waterline and then I'm going to do some liner and mascara. And I guess I will come back and we can do the rest of the face together because all I really have on are some cream products. So I'm gonna finish off my eyes and I will be right back. As you can see, I did a little something extra because I just felt like this look was kind of boring. So I used a blue liner from JD Glow. This is one of their liquid gel liners. It's in the shade FaceTime. And then I also put on some little rhinestones underneath my eye. They're just blue. I used a little bit of lash glue and I just put them right underneath my eye. And then for my lipstick, I used Lulu by Millie Rose Beauty. Really been liking these. And I am going to finish off my face. I do think I want to bronze just a little bit more. So I'm going to dip into a bronzer that I haven't used in like forever. And I've had this for such a long time. This one is from Guerlain. This is their Terracotta Light Bronzer. It's so beautiful. I don't know why I don't use it that much. I really don't. So we're gonna go ahead and do a little bit of bronzing here. I'm pretty sure this one is discontinued and this was like a limited edition packaging. But I really do like this and I should use it more often, especially in the summer because it's very much a warm tone bronzer, as you can see. And for the most part, I tend to gravitate more towards like neutral tone bronzers. I just feel like that is maybe a little bit more flattering on me, and it also depends on what I'm wearing. Like eyeshadow wise, I feel like if I'm wearing warmer tone eyeshadows, I think that warmer tone blush looks a little bit better, but if I'm wearing a very warm tone bronzer, did I say blush? Bronzer, and I have a very cool tone look on, I just feel like it kind of clashes a little bit, but this is a beautiful bronzer. And I think for my blush today, I want to use something that's kind of similar to what I have on my face and my lips. So I was thinking maybe I could use this one from BH Cosmetics. This one is in the shade Fiji, and it's kind of like a, it's not really a purple blush. It's like a mix between a purple and a pink. I don't know if there's a name for that. This one is very pigmented, so I gotta be careful with this and make sure that I really tap this off because this is pigmented. So let's just go ahead and put on a little bit of this. This is a really beautiful blush though. So if you guys have been kind of eyeing some of the blushes from BH Cosmetics, their formula is great. I really like their blushes and I would like to get more because this is the only one that I have. I was so interested in like the little quads that they came out with. I don't know why I didn't end up picking one of them up, but I think it's just because I didn't want anything else from the site. So I was like, what's the point just ordering like one little blush quad and then have to pay for shipping, and like the quads were pretty cheap and I didn't want to have to pay like the same amount just to get it to me, you know? Okay, so let's move on to highlighter. I did end up getting one of the highlighting palettes from Lime Crime when I ordered the Freck pen. I already have one of their palettes and it's one of my favorite highlighting formulas, so I ended up getting this one. This is in the shade Angels, and here's what the inside looks like. I have not even swatched that, so let's just go ahead and give these a quick swatch so we can see what we have to work with. Oh, those are so beautiful. I definitely want to use this one, which is the first one, but let's just swatch these out anyway so we can kind of see. So they're very sheer. Ooh, that's not what I thought it was going to be at all. I actually think I could get away with all of them. This last one is not what I thought it would be at all, because in the pan it just looks blue, but like on my arm it looks very, very purple with kind of like a blue shift maybe. But let's go in with the first shade. I feel like that's the one that's going to go the best with this look here, so let's try this out and see what it's... Oh, I love that already. That is so beautiful. Oh, I just love Lime Crime's highlighting formula. It is so good, and these palettes were on sale for $15 when I picked it up, so I hope they're not discontinuing them because all of them are on sale. If you guys have been maybe eyeing these palettes for a while, this is your time. I hope they're still in stock, but if they are, like, go check out their website because they were having a sale on all of them. Oh, that is so beautiful. Look at that. Oh, so pretty. I'm just gonna go back in with my blush brush and just make sure that these are blended together. And I'm also just going to take my powder brush and kind of buff that over to just tone everything down a little bit, because that blush is intense. Like, you guys know I like an intense blush, and this was me being very light-handed with it. So if you've been thinking about getting them from BH, be careful. So I think this is the look all done. Let me know what you think. I really think that the blue accents really added to this look and it made it a little bit more interesting, because the color story that we had to work with was not that interesting. So yeah, let me know if you want to see other palette bingos. I know most of you like these, so I will definitely keep doing them because I just find them to be so fun, and it's something that I can film when I don't know what to film, which was today's case. So thank you for watching as always. If you want to see some other palette bingos, here's my palette bingo playlist. I have so many of these. If you're new, I would love it if you would consider subscribing, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.